Hello everyone, my name is Ned Finn. Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the stream, and welcome to a little number called Witchfire. I'm gonna... Oh no, I'm gonna crank down the old volume on that just a smidgen. Alright. And of course my frickin' OBS is being silly over here, which is fine. So you know your audio bitrate is 0. It's not. Game was just being quiet and that's okay. Oh. Fresh ink, recently torn. This is parchment. Share a common goal. Take this as a sign of my goodwill towards you. It's incomplete. Velmorn should provide you with the missing pieces. We shall meet again soon. We shall meet soon. Does that mean I can get to Velmorn now? Big if true. I can. Good lord, I've barely... Oh, wait, no, hold on. I could always get to Velmorn. It's the Iron Gate Castle and frickin' Witch Mountain that I cannot get to. Apparently, OBS is still sending me frickin' notices about my gosh darned... No, it's YouTube that's bugging me about my audio bitrate. Yeah. Leave me alone, YouTube. I have no need for your widget complaints. Alright. Oh, am I carrying Angelus? Ugh, it's a terrible weapon. It's a real bad one. Starting weapon, real trash. Not into that. We're gonna warm ourselves up with, what is it, the Isle of the Damned? No. The problem with Ricochet is... Or, no, it's not Angelus. I like Angelus. It's Ricochet that's trash. The issue is it's really, really terrible effective range. Very bad. Do I have a fetish? I have a fetish. Prevents fatal damage once per expedition. Activated... Restores some health, fully recharges spells. Okay. Cool. I don't have any rings yet. Can I research any rings? I can. I don't have an empty or an open research slot currently. That is something to consider. And I can also ascend, which I will do. Oh, that's right. I want to get my health up to 100, if I can. No particular reason, it's just a nice round number. Up to or over 100 would be nice. Is me bloody point. Okay, so from here, we are going to do a nice, easy run of the Isle of the Damned. We are not going for the vault. And we don't have sufficient Gnosis to, explore the thing. We're already in danger. Oh, good lord. I was not expecting... the frickin' welcome wagon over here, lads. Okay, that's the last of them. Well, early manifestation at least. Incidentally, the manifestations are like the only part of this game that gives it any right to call itself a roguelite. Which it really is not. Like, the location of enemies is a little bit randomized. And you've got the manifestations, which will, like, give little alterations to the run. But, like, I mean, for stuff that's, like, a true roguelike, or even roguelite, like, something like, like Hades, I would put right on the fence between roguelike and roguelite. Oh, dang it. Oh, double dang it. Out of here, fool. And I say that about Hades mostly because there is, like, persistent run-to-run upgrades that you do. That's not like the item unlocks in Isaac, right? Like, when you finally beat, Blue Baby for the first time. Well, no, you beat Isaac with Blue Baby, right? You unlock the, You guys are being turbo aggro, huh? The first time you beat Isaac with Blue Baby, you unlock the D6 for Isaac, but that's like a one-time thing. Whereas in Hades, you've got, like these very persistent upgrades. Fast heavy spell. But on the other hand, you do have, like, your combat style is going to change substantially within the course of a single run. And some of that is down to your weapon selection and stuff, but it has a lot more to do with, like, the boons that you select and stuff. And the manifestations are neat. They'll change up some aspects of your strategy, but it's not like this hugely consequential thing, not nearly as much as, like, your weapon selection, how you kit yourself out. I need to equip my rosary beads. I know I have more, like, slots for them. Oh, hey. Gold. Gold is good. Gold is used to initiate, research. So, like, as an example of how the whole effective range thing works, well, this guy is definitely in range. Alright. I do like this shotgun an awful lot. But no, as example for, like, how the whole effective range thing works, right? Like, you've got guys down there, and I definitely hit him, and it was a pitiful amount of damage, because they're not in range, right? Now that's an elite enemy right there, and that's going to be a problem for which we bust out the old, oh, gosh. He punched me very hard, as it turns out. Oh, that's the guy that runs away. Whatever, man. Bug off, mate. See if I give 2 twits. Sorry, I just got a text from occasional friend of the stream, Half-Hearted Gamer, who's asking if I had been playing anything new lately. I told him I have been I'm literally playing this new thing right now. Are we gonna hang out to... We can hang out to open up that portal, but I'm a little... I'd like to get some more... See again! Outside that, effective range. Whee! When this whole screen shakes like that, that's usually an indication that a bunch more goobers, more of the witch's minions, are going to be spawning in. I mistimed that jump by like just a hair. And then we heal. And here's a goon. I do try to use my spells. Not terribly effectively, as you can see, but I do give it a shot. Oh, I literally did not select my thingy thing. Critical chain. 2 critical hits in a row can conjure an extra bullet in the magazine. Okay. I can manage that. And you got your little... See, now that's cool. And I love my strafe. I love my little dodge strafe. It's very good to me. Endgame automatically mapped it to one of my extra mouse buttons, which I'm also a big fan of. Let's see here. Power drain, rejuvenation. Stamina is fully drained? I don't think so. I was about to say, I know there was a chest around here somewhere. It's worth mentioning that there's... I was going to say like a dozen, but realistically about like 3 or 4 different kind of avenues, or axes, I guess you'd say, along which you upgrade yourself. One of them is just your straight level, which pretty much works like... Oh. It's you. Okay. Shadow Orb, don't mind if I do. Another Rosary Bead. Providence may yield triple rewards. Okay. You've got, oh gosh, but you've got the Ascension system, which does essentially work like leveling up in Dark Souls. You accumulate Witchfire, you take it to this altar thing, and then you add an additional point to one of your stats, which then affects a bunch of other stats. You've also got the Gnosis system, that's Gnosis, as in the Gnostic or Gnosticism movement. Let's see if I'm close enough to hurt this thing. Kind of. I also did, like, just shoulder shoot him. So not exactly a critical hit. I do like this shotgun. This shotgun is called the Psychopomp. Its little perk is kind of pants. But, like, you can't beat that rate of fire for a shotgun. It's a very good, like, panicky weapon. Although, I mean, like, presumably, like, the Angelus rifle wouldn't be terrible. I don't know. I like the Psychopomp, though. Pendulum, kill, reload. Yes. Don't mind if I do. Now, from here, there is this crypt, this witch vault that exists there. However, ooh, did I kill him? Hard to say. There's another dangerous area here, though. So I will go there. Got these little Witchfire chunks, which I didn't realize could be, like, redeemed for Witchfire. Oh, but yeah, you've got the Gnosis system where you meet a series of goals. That's kind of like leveling up your tech tree, honestly. Like, it changes what technologies are, I say technology, what items, what gear pieces you have access to in order to research. Shit, I guess that's mostly it, actually. Yeah, it really is just kind of the, well, it's the leveling up system and the Gnosis system, or the Ascension system and the Gnosis system. Then you do have the mirror with which you research new pieces of gear, and then the gear itself can be upgraded as well. Initially just by getting weapon kills. And then you get to upgrade it, get its first perk, and then you have to do some specific actions with the weapon from there, and have a particular item called a Mysterium Incantation or something to that effect to upgrade the weapon further. I think that's kind of it, fam. Yeah. Okay. So now we hightail it over to the itinerant portal. Well, I think we can go to the sunken loot or whatever it's called. And I think activating that will spawn one extra grip of dudes. Let's steal that for our incense burner. The incense burner is its own thing. I think you can collect recipes for different types of incense, or you just unlock them as time goes on. Not entirely clear. It's also worth mentioning this game was made by like 12 people, which is kind of insane. And what's kind of even crazier is that this game was developed by... it was developed and published by the Astronauts, which is the same folks that made The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, a game that I liked. Don't get me wrong, but it is much more of a kind of low-key, contemplative walking sim and puzzle game, whereas this is, you know, definitely not that. Did I get them? Did I get all of them? I think I must have done. Get dunked on, fools. Alright, now we go to the itinerant portal. And we get out of this. Get out of here. Because much more than a... Much more than a roguelike or a roguelite. This is an extraction shooter, first and foremost. And I get that these things tend to be more, like, multiplayer-ish. Like, I know... Off the top of my head, I know Escape from Tarkov is, like, the big one. And then you also have something like Hunt Showdown. Which I am simply not good at. If I was better at the game, I would probably play it more. But I'm not, so I don't. So this is much more of kind of a single-player extraction shooter. But I think that's cool, and that tickles my brain in the right way. Yeah. Okay, so I just completed one of my sets of research. I think that was a sniper rifle that I just got. That might have actually been another bolt action. Which, I'm a big fan of the bolt action that I have. Oh, hello. What's up, Homebrosive? Placebo pill. Fakes the ascension, tricking any witch into reorganizing her defenses. Okay. Ammo pack, demonic ammo pack, 4-leaf clover, Witchfire cluster. And then these items require frickin' Gnosis to get her a higher level of Gnosis than I have. Okay. So now I can claim, yeah, that is a bolt action rifle, okay. And then I can start researching the Basilisk sniper rifle. And, oh no, I wanted to research the ring, whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay, so this is gonna be a really, well, this is what we call a bad idea, actually. But here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna grab Angelus. And then we're gonna grab our new bolt action here. It feels pretty good. Only 6 rounds, which I don't love. Okay, but we are going to upgrade this thing. Successful blocks brief... Grantly brief... Yeah. Successful blocks briefly grant reduced fire rate with massively increased damage. Okay. Interesting. Because the Angelus gun puts up these, like, spiritual defensive wing shield things when you're aiming down sights, which can absorb a shot of damage. And I guess that, when doing so, we slightly decrease our fire rate and massively increase our damage output, which is cool. Let's go ahead and examine... Damage is 80 versus Frostbite, which starts with base damage of 70, which I don't love, especially with the reduced rate of fire. Honestly, and this is just me being silly, but I do think I'm going to swap these around. Just because I'm used to having my... Because I'm used to having my bolt action in the front spot. But we'll see. And to make things, how you say, dumber. Okay, so I did hear something freaking groaning over there. We're going to go to the Scarlet Coast, which seems like a bad idea. You can see a little bit of enemy movement over there. Ah! There we go. Well, that seems like a bad thing. Oh, hello. Oh, dang it. Literally the first kill I've gotten with this infernal thing. Now, here's the question. Does enhancing our weapon... Okay. So we saw the thing now. Okay, so we got to see it do its special thing. Critical chain, beat of magic. The shame there is that it's a binary. Either all your spells are drained and you get bonus damage, or they're not and you don't. It would be nice if it was kind of like if there was a sliding scale, but whatever. Never you flippin' mind. See, like, my aim was fine. I was just too far, which, again, not an enormous fan of. And it confused me immensely on my starting weapon, the Ricochet, which has a deceptively short effective range to it. I was like, oh, so this gun just sucks. It's like, well, no. Okay, there's got to be at least, like, another dude in this party. Because once you're done with a cluster of enemies, they will always drop a manifestation. A manifestation of what? I don't know. Maybe a manifestation of the witch's power it's meant to be, or something along those lines. Hard to say. So the Grenader is pretty beefy, pretty tough, huh? You also do have a demonic weapon. Oh, Jesus. Just kind of like a low ammo, heavy hitting option for cases such as these. Oh, Jiminy Jesus. See, and now I'm too frickin' far away from the goob. But he was the last member of the group. Because he dropped the manifestation. Fast reload, I'll take it. There's absolutely no one in chat to hear me jabbering away, which is fine. There are certain things that, like, aren't too much fun to play entirely by myself. Unfortunately, Witchfire isn't one of those. Is this... the hell is going on here? What am I looking at? Oh, well. I'm not too worried about that right now. Although, my suspicion is that might be like where the witch's familiar might be. I don't know. The drowned captain is looking for you. Maybe we equip our good weapon, huh? The one that's not trash right now. Very curious to see if weapon improvement will, What's up, woodsman? Oh, transmutation incense. Elixir restores less health, but manifestations restore more. Interesting. So that's, like I said, that's an incense recipe. Right there. Yeah, I don't... Now, is the drowned captain... This is way too far away. Now, is the drowned captain, I wonder... Is he considered... Oh, gosh. He's considered a tough son of a gun, I'll tell you that much right now. And is he considered the witch's familiar? Oh, Jesus. Oh, what's up, Hombroseph? Devotee. Oh, my goodness. I am in over my head. I'll tell you what, I would do inappropriate things to be able to dash in midair. Or, yeah, dash. Dash or strafe, however you want to construe it. Oh, so that's just a dead end, as it turns out. Yeah, this, Oh my goodness. Well, there went my mandrake, which is awfully considerate of it. Probably gonna be the single thing that, like, meaningfully gets me further in these ding-dang expeditions. Okay, where is the biggest of baddies? You're not him. Oh, gosh. Me entirely without my healing elixirs. I want to kill the drowned captain. I want to say that I've done it. Now that devotee thing, I'm less interested in for a variety of reasons. What's up, born loser? Oh, you found me in a most under most trying circumstances, I fear. Very unfortunate. This is where the drowned captain's gone. Come back here, sir. You and I have unfinished business. Oh, well, you know, turns out you're someone else that I also don't want to... A calamity vortex? Oh, no. I think this is the time to get to our itinerant portal and get the F out of here. Once used, becomes probable new starting location for later expeditions. I mean, cool. No, this is, as it turns out, very bad for me specifically. Oh, golly gee willikers. Of course I have utterly borked my... I do not need to be collecting Witchfire. I'm going to drop all of it when these very bad men break every bone in my body. And we gotta get our incense recipes, though. That goes without saying. Oh, no. Hey, fellas, how's about you get the F out of here? Oh, well. Okay. Now we just gotta keep the enemies away, with which actually, this thing will kind of do a decent job of it. And we are out of here. This is the second Born Loser. This is the second level Born Loser. This is the Scarlet Coast, which is terrible, and I hate it. And I chose a very bad level. A very bad time, I should say, to try out my new bolt action. Definitely should have started that off in Isle of the Damned, rather than... a different starting, a higher level starting area. Isle of the Damned I've got that in the bag. I can even get to the crypt all right. Can't seem to get to the Crypt Guardian in time. But, maybe that's what we do. We also should absolutely ascend. Oh, I can actually do my next ascension as well. What do we want? More stamina? More stamina feels good. Yes, Scarlet Coast ain't no joke. We're actually going to go ahead and zip on back to the Isle of the Damned. Because I feel... Oh, I could have started up my ring research. Oh, well. Hell, I can get back through the portal I came through. Yeah. Open back up for me, friendo. I've got business back in the hermitorium. Ugh. Okie dokie then. So we go back up yon. Over yonder. Claim the duelist. Hand cannon. Reports duel victory. Bullets that ignite enemies. I don't know what that means. Not a problem, born loser. Not a problem at all. Second Mysterium. Incantations tier 2. Now, here's the thing. It's like for this... Okay, no. That does just give us a Mysterium, a single incantation, I think. I'm not sure. It's hard to say. I tell you what, I wish I could carry another flippin'... another elixir. Like, a fourth elixir would be, like, super dope. Like, that's something you could do in frickin' Dark Souls. Increase your Estus capacity. That would be nice. I would appreciate that. Alright, then what's up, fellas? This gun not reloading, or like not remembering to reload this gun is doing me absolutely no favors. I really do appreciate the spidey sense this game gives you. That's like much obliged. Let's see here. Rejuvenation. Welcome back, born loser. Let's see if I'm even close enough to damage these goobers, and apparently I am. See, my boy doesn't reload his frickin' gun automatically. You know what? I think... Yeah. Those who master its peculiar reloading rhythm are rewarded with shots that carry Winter's Bite, a gift from the cold-hearted witches. So yeah, there's a reason why this thing has to manually reload, I guess. Rather than, Speaking of Winter's Bite, I'm a little chilly. I'm gonna go grab myself a jacket. I'll be right back. Dash better. Alright, let's see here. Touch of Death. Or Chaos Flame. Yeah, let's go Chaos Flame. Double damage to burning enemies. Initial decay tick. Always stuns minor enemies. I think would probably make better use of that, honestly. The spells in this game, like, I really treat the spells as a bit of a an afterthought. It's Born Loser. Here's a bit of trivia for you. Do you know who developed this game? Because I think that the answer might surprise you. It was the Astronauts, the same team that made The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Which is, like, it's such a wild genre shift. And, like, they've done this very, very well. Apparently, they've used the similar, the same photogrammetry technology that they used when putting The Vanishing together. Explains why the game probably looks as good as it does. Which is not to say that photogrammetry is, like, not an awful lot of effort. To pack all of that detail into the game. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, they very clearly know what they're doing. Yeah, let's go for the vault. If nothing else, it's a nice grip of enemies to kind of put this this old boy through. But yeah, man, the friggin' Astronauts, who'd have thunk it? And this is, for the record, the second game that they've developed. I mean, like, as a freshman effort, Vanishing of Ethan Carter was already, like, pretty damn impressive. And so for this to be their sophomore outing is just kind of nuts. I mean, I'm sure I would not be at all surprised if these guys are all, like, industry veterans, right? As is often the case for, like, real breakout indie developers. Like, I know, frickin' Phil Fish was, like, worked for, like, Ubisoft Montreal, I think. I know that, oh, what's his face? Fellow from, who was the team lead for, Hello Games. Ah, that's unfortunate. Mistimed that very badly. I legitimately cannot remember that British bugger's name. Oh, gosh. Yeah, this manual reloading thing is really throwing me off. But he was like he was all over the industry before doing the things that Hello Games did. And even then, Hello Games didn't start with No Man's Sky. They start with, what, Joe Danger? But he was, I knew he was like the technical lead for Black, which was a very well-regarded military. Sean Murray, thank you, Born Loser. Yeah, Murray was like the technical director on Black, which was like a very well-regarded kind of modern military shooter. So I'm sure that the Astronauts team, which is still only like 12 people, at least according to one review that I heard. Gosh, yeah, game does have some hiccups when loading in new groups of enemies. I'll be the first to admit, and that's fine. The game looks great. It runs great. Despite looking as good as it does, it runs pretty much without a hitch, which I cannot say. For a lot of games. Like, and for the record, you know, maybe character models aside, but like, if game environments never looked better than this. I would be a happy, happy man. And then we can just, like, load up our games with, like, way more complicated systems. I will say, these very modern-feeling rifles strike me as a bit out of place for the setting. I'm not necessarily complaining about them. Now from here, things get a little dicey. Really is absurd that this is their second game. Oh yeah. And again, like, I would not be surprised that this is like the 5th, 6th, 7th game that the individual developers have worked on, that the individual team members have worked on, but like, this being the second outing for their studio is kind of bonkers. Look, I actually remembered to use one of my spells. Shocking, I know. And then there's the bad green sanity light. Which, as I understand it... Oh, gosh. Cutting it close there, Ned, my guy. Maybe... I think the way that the sanity mechanic works is that if your sanity gets knocked all the way down... Yeah. Yeah, you just take, like, half your health gets wrecked. Okay, I think I've... Oh, no! Ah, balls! That's very unfortunate. Now we get to do a corpse run, hooray! Now we also get to see if enhancing our weapons also boosts their stats. Because the fact that this thing reloads more awkwardly and does less damage and has lower capacity than my other bolt action, I am not the biggest fan of. Oh, dang it. I didn't mean to do that. Ugh, whatever. It's a waste of gold, but I don't much care. And he is new since I played last. Okie dokie. Well-timed secondary reload. Boosts damage for 3 shots. What on earth does that mean by well-timed? What on earth does a well-timed reload even mean? It's ridiculous. I care nout for it, so I'm going back for my hypnosis gun, and y'all can get boned. Speaking of which, can I upgrade this thing yet? No, I've already upgraded this thing to its second Mysterium, haven't I? Third Mysterium incantation, which I don't even have. Second Mysterium actions. Enemies killed. Unsurprising, because I frickin' love this gun. Third Mysterium. Okay. Yes, so I can research this. I cannot research this. that is going to require at least Gnosis 4, right? Because if it required Gnosis 3, it would show up as requiring Gnosis 3. So, meh. What's up, half-hearted gamer? FPS. Yeah, no, like, here's the thing. Because so much of the modern FPS genre is dominated by, like, well, like modern military FPS, you're not going to see me doing much of that, but, like, I do like FPS. Like, Doom Eternal is one of my absolute favorite games of all time. I like a good bit of indie stuff. I beat the first Project Warlock. I've liked what I've played of Project Warlock 2. Some of these like retro boomer shooters like Cultic and what's one of the other ones that I've gotten? It's another one that is very similar to Cultic. And, like, I'll regularly just, like, run through the first chapter of the original Doom just for the heck of it, because it's, like, the fundamentals are still, like, profoundly good. Let's see here. Where's I going? Oh, yeah. Prayer. Okay. So I need to do more stuff with both of these. Well, I need to do more with Dusk. That's the one, Born Loser. Thank you. Heaven help us. Our tastes are like preternaturally aligned. So this Half-Hearted is quite a new one. I think it launched 2023. I think it's been on Steam even. Well, I know that it's been on Steam even for even less time. Because it originally launched exclusively on the Epic Store, which I won't hold against it, because it did eventually make its way over to Steam, so, you know, whatever. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm playing a little bit too recklessly here, is the thing. It was those little shield wings, they give me too much confidence, that's the problem. They make me believe in myself too much. Is the problem. Oh, come here. Come here, you little bugger. Little buggery boo. Also, dear half-hearted, do not be fooled by this being tagged as a roguelite on Steam. It is not. I don't have anything against the game for not being a roguelite, but it isn't a roguelite, just to be very, very clear. Frickin' Fortnite is more of a roguelite than... Hello.
I'm going to bed. I moved the laundry over. I moved the laundry over.
Thank you, my love.
You're welcome. I love you.
I love you. Huh?
Have a good weekend. Call me when you're awake.
Yeah, half-hearted. Like, Call of Duty, Battlefield never really been much my thing. I remember when... Oh, Jesus. Ned Finn, confirmed wife guy. I remember when we first got our Xbox 360, and my brother was like very into Call of Duty for a while. Like I gave it a shot, and it wasn't really too much of my thing. And then like I remember, like, and I didn't even get very far in the campaign of Halo 3, but even so, just like having a game with like fantastical elements, like you're a space boy in space fighting aliens, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like so much more refreshing and appealing than, you know, the whole Call of Duty thing. By the way, Half-Hearted, another tip of the congratulatory cap to you on that one. Always exciting, always exciting. Let's see here. Ooh, what I need to do actually is get to the crypt and retrieve my health. It's health with an F. Oh, well, it's not here, clearly. Need to find my frickin' map. Okay. So we go up here, and then we kind of circle back around. I gotcha, I gotcha. Big tower thing I still can't do much with. That requires, like, Gnosis 4, which I am nowhere near to. As of yet, I am going in the wrong effing direction. Well, hell, both me and Born Loser, I think, are like certified wife guys. Oh, no, here's where we need to be. Oop. What's up, friend? Why don't you bug off? There we go. Jeez, plebus. But, Born Loser, to your comment about the extraction shooter thing, like, I like the idea of extraction shooters. Like, the kind of concept very much appeals to me. Problem is they're usually multiplayer, and I am not especially good at multiplayer games. Certainly multiplayer shooters, I'm just kind of trash at. The only reason that that I've probably gotten as much enjoyment out of something like Fortnite as I have is because it is popular enough that there are plenty of people who are still quite bad at the game, and the matchmaking for the game is kind of all over the place anyway. So you get a mix of skill level. But I'd mentioned earlier in the stream, like, if I was better at something like Hunt Showdown, I'd probably play more of it, because I really like the setting. I think it looks phenomenal. I love the weapon selection in Hunt Showdown so much. There is something very appealing to me about, like, that particular era's, like, the very turn of the 20th century. I think the game is, like, canonically set in 1896 or 95. I think it started off in 95. Now it's gone to 96. But, like, that era of derringers, revolvers, you know, like single shot and double barrel shotguns, lever action and bolt action rifles. I think that's just, it's such a really neat, like, crunchy period of firearms history. Like that, the the kind of the sublime awkwardness of that era's weapons is like part of what inspired me to want to start like tinkering around with a D&D setting set during like a set in, you know, an alternate history Earth in that time period, just because I think that era of firearms is just like, I think it's neat. Like, especially for a game like Hunt Showdown, which is set in 1896. Like, that is a full decade and a half before the advent of the model 1911, which is like one of like the examples of a modern self-loading pistol, right? And we are years and years before that. Mixing in single player into the genre. Well, that I can get behind. Like, I like the kind of iterative... the kind of iterative approach. I mean, honestly, like... I was talking about Hades earlier. Like, Hades is kind of like not a shooter, obviously, but it kind of is like an extraction ARPG in a sense. Like, it's much more of a roguelike than that, but like it very much is like you are collecting resources, returning home, and like making meaningful improvements to your character over time. Her self-loading pistol was back in 1893. Details. But seriously, that's fair. Half-hearted and interesting. And that, gentlemen, is what we are here for. My remains. Do we want to try... We've got a full set of frickin'... Might as well. I mean, we're not... Oh, that was an accident. Oh, well. We're not killing the Vault Guardian this go-round, and I'm okay with that. Oh! The same thing happened to me twice in a row. This is very unfortunate. Urgh. Okay. I'm not sure how this happened. I need to hop on, let them spawn, and then hop right back so I can be smart about things. But whatever. That's why they are a thing in Red Dead Redemption 2. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't know why I'm going up here. There is nothing for me here. I thought I took a relatively... I mean, obviously they're not so much, but I thought I took a relatively measured approach. I've actually spawned on the beach for once. Kind of a nice change of pace. I'm not immediately thrown into an encounter. I don't know. Maybe I'm destined to play a little riskier because of my great affection for something like Doom, which is very much throw caution to the wind and see what happens. Calculated risk. Too bad you're bad at math. Yeah. I was always more of an English guy. Speaking of which, I've been reading a new book, Number Go Up by Bloomberg journalist Zeke Fox. The book is about the rise and fall of crypto. It's very interesting. I'm about a third of the way through it. It's been like a super easy read for something that can be like really kind of like mind-numbingly technical if you let it be. Like the authorial voice is really, really nice and digestible. It's been a very entertaining read. Ugh. Paranoid when I lose my XP on death. It's like having a bounty on my head or something. That's fair, honestly. I can kind of see that. What's up, goon? What an unfortunate name you have. Being called a goon in 2025? Bad career decision, my friend. For a variety of reasons. A new FPS to play, but IDK what? New Battlefield, but I can't justify a $70 game right now. There are very, very, very few games that I would willingly pay $70 for. Like, I did get Doom the Dark Ages, which I honestly need to get back to. Frickin' Doom the Dark Ages, or as I like to call it, Quake the Dark Ages. And for real half-hearted, Born Loser speaks sooth. He says sooth. Find a good indie shooter. I'll say, hell, pick this up. I think off sale, it might be $40. I'm actually gonna check that. Oh, hey, that's a thing. Half-hearted. You and Born Loser are both Borderland guys. Although if you're looking for an FPS, my suspicion might be that you did not get Borderlands 4 yet. Half-hearted. Let's see here. Yeah, Witchfire is... it's $40. Well, actually, let's see kind of what our options might be for a recommendation here. Witchfire is $40 right now. Dusk is 20. Cultic is $9 right now. $9 right now, half-hearted. What about something like Strafe? Oop. Strafe is $15 right now. What about Project Warlock? Original Project Warlock is $12. Project Warlock 2 is 17. Honestly, I'd recommend just starting with Project Warlock 2 if you're going to do either. I enjoyed Project Warlock 1, but 2 is the superior game. And trust me, it's not the kind of story-heavy thing. Critical Chain, Final Bullet. Yeesh. Well, if you've already got Borderlands 4, I'm kind of surprised that you're already in the market for another FPS. How does that thing run on Xbox anyway? I know that it kind of has like a reputation for running kind of like ass, which again is kind of astonishingly stupid because a game that looks as good as this does, made by 12 people, and it runs, I'd say, pretty much fine 95% of the time. Like, it has its stutters. I won't deny that. But, later, taters. Was just fine for you. Because you don't feel like laying in bed and playing it. Yeah, fair enough. You can always hook your Xbox up to a monitor. I'm pretty sure that doesn't Xbox have mouse and keyboard support now? Presumably, you could just thwack that together. Actually, you two talk among yourselves. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, and I'll be right back. Alright, you bunch of bananas, I'm back. And of course, my frickin' camera does its little thing. Where you at? There you are. Oop. Well, oh. Oh, how exciting. OBS appears to have utterly crashed. Oh, goodness. I think I'm back. Are we back? Bueller? Are we alive? I'm hoping so. Apparently the stink was bad enough that it shut off my frickin' recording software. Oh, goodness. Didn't even play Hogwarts Legacy. In fairness, I also have not played Legacy, despite being something of a Potterhead myself in spite of the rolling of it all, but that's neither here nor there. Well, now let me ask you this, half-hearted. Have you played any of the new Doom games? Because, like, I know that you said that you were more of a Wolfenstein guy, which is fair. Those are, I was about to say solid flicks, but those are solid games as well. But, well, New Order and New Colossus, I know that, what is it, New Dawn? I heard that was kind of trash. Haven't finished a game in probably 3 or 4 years. I feel that. Get being a fan of something, but that fandom has way too many 30-something-year-olds dressing in robes. Shit is embarrassing. Man. That breaks my heart. I mean, Born Loser knows me, has known me for as long as just about anyone who I'm not related to by blood. And he knows I was a big modern Doom evangelist, like, from the beginning. So, like, I get it. Like, tastes are different. Folks, you know, like what they like, but, ooh. For me, like Doom 2016 is still... Doom 2016 is at once still an absolute banger, and is 100% blown out of the water by its sequel. Wait, what Disney adult did we work with? I don't know if I was aware of this. Yeah, Born Loser's too much of a hater across the board. I fed up and transferred him. Oh, was our manager a Disney adult? Well, I mean, I'm a little bit too much of a namby-pamby liberal to really hate on folks too terribly much for whatever fandom. People can like what they like. I'm not going to judge folks. Like, my issue is, like, if you're making, like, profoundly foolish, like, deleterious, like, financial decisions because of your fandom, that's when you have a problem. But the problem isn't the fandom. The problem is, like, you and how you're using your money. But as far as, like, people, you know, enjoying what they like, even to, like, a worrisome... let's not say worrisome. To an unusual degree, I ain't gonna get my panties too much in a twist about that. 3 or 4 times a year. Well... Again, like, I've been to Disney. I've been to Disney as an adult. I think I prefer Universal Studios, honestly, but like, I get it. It's a fun time. I tell you who definitely does like Disney adults. Disney. Here's the thing for me. The travel, because I think that Disneyland is a pretty cool experience. Same thing with Universal Studios, but it's in frickin' Florida. That is a long ass trip. That is either a long ass trip by car, or it's expensive in the same way that any kind of flight is expensive if you go by plane. Like, that ain't for me. Like, if I lived in Florida, first of all, ew, I'd move. But if I didn't, like, I think I'd make my way to Disney. Probably not once a year. But I think I'd probably go at least every 2 years on average. I'd probably get there like twice every 3 years, I would say, if that makes sense. Ugh. Because for comic book movies too, shit might as well not exist. Him and his group. I'm not sure who are you referring to with that, Born Loser. Because if you're talking about me, I mean, I do go for comic book movies. I think that Disney or Marvel by way of Disney or Disney by way of Marvel is in a bit of a slump right now with its Marvel IP. They're kind of consistently hitting it out of the park for like a while there. I know that you haven't seen Endgame yet, but like, I remember my ex, she really kind of looked down her nose at Endgame versus Infinity War, which she thought was very good. I think that's not a not inconsiderable part of that was the fact that we just had like a really bad theater experience when we saw it. But like, much like the first Avengers, Endgame is it's a fireworks display at the end of the day. Like it's much more spectacle over plot, but I think it kind of works for that, and it works very well for like a capstone for that particular phase of their universe. It does kind of tell a complete story where everything kind of ends up fitting together in the end, from like the first Iron Man to Endgame. But since then, yeah, it's been a lot more hit or miss. I think it's safe to say that that DC is the much more interesting spot. I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? I need to get to a portal. We can clear out some danger zones. I haven't watched a Marvel movie since Endgame, however, knew How to Train Your Dragon. 10 out of 10. The live action one? Nah. Like I'll tell you what, of all of these modern like live action remakes of things, I'll tell you which one has felt the most unnecessary to me, and it's the Lilo and Stitch remake, and I'll tell you why. Like at the end of the day, I think that all of these remakes are kind of a pointless exercise of like brand revitalization on the part of Disney. Like I've got like like both my mom and sister were like absolutely enchanted by the new Beauty and the Beast one that came out. And I say this as someone who had, once upon a time had an enormous crush on Emma Watson, as celebrity crushes go. Like, what on earth does the remake do versus the original to justify its existence? Right? I need to get rid of these goobers. I have just the gun to do it. There's that effective distance really screwing me over there. Jungle Book was good. I will give it that. Jungle Book was good. Maleficent was good because it actually had its own original plot. Like, I get that, like, the frickin' Mufasa movie is, like, has its own set of issues in terms of its conception. But I'll credit it for at least having, like, its own original plot. But I'll tell you what, the new Lilo and Stitch remake, like, there is this impetus for something like the live action Beauty and the Beast to like address some like long-standing bugbears with the original movie, which I think is stupid. If we are making and remaking movies to the benefits of the frickin' CinemaSins audience, I think that we as a society have severely misaligned our priorities. But whatever. So be it. What on earth are you trying to address with the, with a remake of Lilo and Stitch, which, like, as an animated film already felt, like, incredibly modern and incredibly, like, timely. Not timely, maybe, but, like, modern, I think, is probably the right word. And I mean, and it is, like, you know, set in the modern day, obviously, but it also, like, felt like it was touching upon, like, very contemporary feeling issues. It's also worth mentioning that, like, as much as a phenomenon as he has become, Stitch is, like, the least, like, culturally interesting part of his own movie, right? Which is not a knock on him, the character design, whatever, but, like, the alien plot is... Like, and I'm saying this coming from this as an adult, granted, but like the story of a Hawaiian family of indigenous Hawaiian descent lost both of their parents early. You've got an adult sister who is trying to take care of her child sister as best she can. The family is at the risk of being torn apart by an agent of the U.S. government is like far more compelling in a realistic sense than the silly alien plot. Let's see here. It literally does not matter. We're just collecting Witchfire at this point, and I'm just utterly rambling about silliness. I did not mean to heal myself, but that's okay, because I might not encounter another enemy between now and getting back to the Hermitorium. It's also worth mentioning that I could just, like... actually go to my Gnosis room and, like, figure out what the next set of actions I need to take. The original Lion King? So you've been an asshole, like, since forever, huh? I'm kidding, of course, Born Loser. But that is very interesting. What about the original Lion King didn't do it for you? Kind of generally considered like a lot of people view that as an all-time classic. I liked Aladdin, was pretty hyped for it. Don't think it was that good. No, obviously, you were born a loser, Born Loser. We've been over this. It's right there in the name. We've pinned it to your chest to remind you. I mean, but again, hey, I'm not gonna knock it. People can like and dislike what they like. I love The Last Jedi. I know that I am not in a position to criticize people's opinions. It opens me up to too much danger. Which is not to say that people won't come after me for that opinion anyway, but whatever. I am uncompelled by people's criticism of the film. Well, I can tell you what, Born Loser, regardless of your thoughts on the original Lion King, I promise you that the movie is not improved by having hyper-realistic and consequently far less expressive animals as the cast rather than just the original animated characters. In fairness, Half-Hearted, in 2000, you would have been, what, like... Gosh, you probably would have been, like, 3 or something. Ridiculous. Inappropriate. The Crown of Fire. Don't mind if I do. Would have been 2002 or something. I just know I had a vivid memory. I know no other details. Can't have been that vivid then, huh, bud? Anyway. Stun gun. A stun gun? Alright. I don't know what that is, but I want it. Look at that. It is the little grip loop there makes me think it's ye old P90. Never seen the original Jungle Book. Interesting. That'd be why I like the live action. No. In fairness to you, Born Loser, the as someone who has seen the original animated Jungle Book, I do think that the not only does the live action like justify its existence, I think it's actually kind of better than the original. Let's see here. We can go for another run through. We're going to do the Scarlet Coast. We will be run off eventually. Did I have enough? Ooh, I probably had enough Witchfire to ascend. We're going to go back to the home base. So the one nice thing is that you can, like, get back to the Hermitorium really quickly if you, like, just turn around immediately. I think that the initial portal remains active for, like, somewhere between, like, 4 and 6 minutes. Which was nice. Yeah, we can definitely ascend, and we will. Oh, what do we want to do? Vigor. Reduces stamina cost of unwieldy weapons and stamina loss on hit. Okay. Weapon range. Extends effective range of standard weapons. That's actually quite nice. I will take that as a matter of fact, and I will ascend. Worked 13 of the last 14 days this week, so I'm going to find a game. My time, energy. I'll have to work after. My brother in Christ, I am glad that I am past that. That sucks. That absolutely is. Like, that variable schedule, I ain't going back to it. Like, I would have to be paid a substantial amount of money to go back to a job where my schedule is variable like that. Nah. I have to be paid an awful lot, or I'd have to be in, like, dire straits for a new job. I enjoy working my Sunday through Thursday, 9 to 5, soon to be a Monday through Friday, presumably, or not 9 to 5, but 9 to 6. Whatever, it's an hour lunch. Same schedule every week. Very nice, Born Loser. It's nice, isn't it? Carry gold. Velmorn. Unlock all arrival portals. Complete at least 3. Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting that I need to add things to my rosary. Relatively set schedule. It's just me. Both of my market managers on vacation for 10 days. Well, they gotta coordinate that shit better, man. That's not acceptable behavior from these people. Okay. Yeah, so I've got all these slots for, oh my gosh, there's actual equipment requirements. For the rosary, of all things? Bizarre. The hell is my ailment power? Melee rage charge bead. For flesh 20. Well, this is ridiculous. Whatever. Yeah, go off, man. Do your thing. As an aside, Born Loser, speaking of my rosary, actually, I elect that we call games with this theming Rosary Punk, which I think would only apply to this and that Souls-likey like super hardcore platformer Blasphemous, which I think has like a sequel out now. So a total of 2 franchises within that genre. Again, 2 nickels, not that much, but it's weird that it happened twice, you know? Oh, that's right. I want to try out my, the Basilisk. Oh, I got this in the frickin' crypt. After landing multiple shots, a bolt of lightning arcs between nearby enemies? Yes. Yes, please. Did get a sequel. I thought so. Played a bit of that. Feels like the sort of thing that I ought to play on stream, but it also feels like the sort of thing that I would eventually get frustrated enough with that I'd want to, I'd eventually give up on it. I heard of Pigface. Can't say that I have. There's souls. Hold on. It's literally the first time that I've known what these soul sigils do. Very interesting. In a focus state after dashing. Destroying it stuns them, increasing damage dealt. That's very interesting. So this is the 3rd level. And it sucks. It sucks real bad. I'm terrible here. I do not care for it. I do not like it, Sam I am. I will collect the bone fragment, however. Like, there are a bunch of terrible, terrible things around this area. Including, there's another, like, sanity hazard, like, somewhere. Oh, there's Uncle Fester down there, apparently. Oh, no! Let's just kind of... Honestly, I'm going to just go for an explore. Don't mind me. Don't mind me one bit here, folks. Well, look, what a lovely town you've got here. Don't mind me, fellas. Oh, this is lovely. Game doesn't seem to be enjoying having to run this level, but I'm enjoying looking at it. Well, hello. Oh, you're an elite, huh? You're a big bad boy, ain't ya? Oh my god, he hurt me so badly. Bone fragment. Dang it. Oh gosh. Once he's like reloaded, he is loaded for bear. Thank you, Divine Intervention. My favorite mechanics in this game is just like, you know, sometimes just attacks just don't damage you. Be terrified has a phobia for long fingers like that? Interesting. So frickin', what's her name? Lady Demetresque must have been like a whole separate set of issues for her, huh? Oh. I just want to kill this guy. Just to say that I did, you know? There we go. Do we get a manifestation? No. We do get a chunk. A chunk of Witchfire. Which I will take. I have not seen the gameplay snippet for the new Resident Evil. Can't say that I have. Gosh, I'm low on health, huh? I thought that was a pig. It was not. It was a cart. Silhouette confused me to no end. Isn't this quaint? Oh! We've got the entire Born Loser family phobia hour here, apparently. Oh, well. That seems about right. That seems about right. Well, I think that's as good a time as any to to call tonight. Now that we've gotten both phobias so nicely wrapped up there. Book spiders, and they sure did. They had to, Born Loser. They didn't have a choice, quite frankly. Well, I think that is going to do it. I wonder what's over there. I want to go there. I think you gotta time this right, and it'll do like even more damage. I'm a big fan of this rifle, by the way. There we go. Because, like, if you just hit him like that, that's 40 damage. 70, because I think I hit him in the head by accident. 200 damage for a headshot with, like, a full charge. Anywho, that is going to do it for me. Born Loser, I do appreciate you showing up for the stream. I truly duly. I'll be back with more, probably more Darkest Dungeon on Monday. It's also worth mentioning that my schedule is about to change. We did our, once every 6 month shift bid this week. So I'm thinking that it's going to shift from Sunday through Thursday to Monday through Friday. I might change up my streaming schedule in keeping with that as well, but there will be notices and all that good stuff. In any event, again, Born Loser, I do appreciate you showing up. Folks, thank you all very much for watching. I am Ned Finn, and until next time, goodbye forever.